Welcome to a Return to Oneness. My name is Eddie, and I help people open their hearts. This video is part of the series, The System Exposed, and is titled, What the System is Hiding, Part 4. Please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel, and please share this video and message with your friends. Together, we can change the world, one mind at a time. Now, if you are ready to learn what the system's programming is hiding, then follow the white rabbit. The system uses one of the most insidious paradigms to keep us from learning the truth of ourselves. What is this paradigm? It is but this. It is the paradigm of duality. The paradigm that is, if there is an us, there must be a them. It is truly insidious, for it creates the fear-based belief, or subconscious programming, that engenders another, far more destructive belief. What is that belief? It is the belief that we can have enemies because of the fear associated with the belief in others. This singular belief is the root cause of all wars, as well as some of the most unspeakable offenses wrought by man against his fellow man. You need look no farther than the Holocaust to see the carnage left in the wake of holding onto the us versus them mentality. This was even addressed in the movie Matrix. Specifically the scene, the woman in the red dress training program. If you are familiar with the movie, then you will undoubtedly recognize this as one of the movie franchise's most iconic scenes. It occurs after the main character, Neo, has been freed from the Matrix. After he physically recovers and gains his strength, Morpheus introduces Neo to a series of training programs, including the one being discussed here. While in the training program, Neo eyes a beautiful, blonde, young woman who is wearing a tight-fitted red dress, which accentuates all of her feminine curves. Neo stops to admire her beauty. Morpheus recognizes the distraction and says, "The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we're trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand that most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it." Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? Then Morpheus tells Neo, "Look again." Neo looks back at the woman, except he sees Agent Smith, where the woman in the red dress had been. Just as the agent begins to pull out his pistol to take aim at Neo, Morpheus yells out, "Freeze it!" With those words, the training program comes to a full stop. Neo looks confused and asks Morpheus if they are in the Matrix. Morpheus simply answers, "No, it's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them." As Morpheus stated, Neo was in a training program meant for but one purpose. It was meant to teach Neo that he must come to see everyone in the Matrix as one of them, or more specifically, an agent of the system. The same holds true for the world we perceive. If you are not one of us, then you must be one of them. This could not be more evident than looking at what is occurring in the United States at this time. For we, as a people, are as divided as those who lived in this nation just prior to the Civil War. We have divided ourselves into two camps, one red, one blue. Each side has its media outlets that serve to further divide us by delivering only the information that feeds that camp's and its supporters the news that supports and strengthens its belief system. And this is by design, for by separating us into two groups, we become controllable. But what is the root of this control? The answer is but this: fear. Yes, fear is what is used to control us. And the fear is but this: the fear of others. Do you yet understand that the fear of others creates the animus that is the root of all of the conflict being experienced in this country? However, there is a much deeper, more insidious belief associated with the fear around the concept of others. And it is literally found in the meaning of the word. Go ahead. Look at the meaning of the word other. You can find it in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, where you will see that it carries, as one of its meanings, not the same, different. However, contained within the meaning of the word different is the soil for which the root of others is located. And it is a soil that is foul indeed, for it is the soil from which all conflict grows and matures. What then is found within the meaning of the word different, from which all conflict arises? It is but this: to be unlike or distinct or opposite in nature, form, characteristic, or opinion. To disagree. Thus, every time you look upon someone and label him or her as another or different, you are quite literally in disagreement, whether or not you are consciously aware of it. And disagreement always engenders conflict. Furthermore, where there is conflict, there is fear. This is what the system desires. It desires each of us to live from and in fear. For the system maintains control through fear, specifically fear of others. By having us see others as different or unlike what we believe ourselves to be, we are being controlled by the fear-based programming located in our subconscious minds. But how does the fear of others manifest? First, fear causes a person to seek out those who think and believe as he or she does. The fear-based programming causes a person to seek out allies in order to form allegiances. And this serves a purpose. What is that purpose? Quite simply, the formation of allegiances provide a sense of safety and security. Yet the flip side found in the creation of allegiances through allies is but the creation of the belief that others, especially for those outside the alliance, are seen and believed to be an enemy. Second, the belief in others creates the countless conflicts and wars which are so prevalent within our personal lives and the greater society at large. For there cannot be conflict unless a person perceives an other, one who is somehow different than he or she is, and that the other poses a threat to his or her belief system. Third, the belief in others manifests in a belief where others are seen as wrong or bad. And this is because there is a deep fear and distrust of those who don't think, dress, act, worship, and believe as we do. For the system teaches that only what we believe to be true is right. Thus, if our ways, our beliefs, are right, then quite naturally, it would appear that others who do not believe as we do are wrong and or bad. Take a moment and contemplate on what you have just heard. For there are those in this country who are firmly entrenched in their belief that others of a different political view are bad. The question is, are you one who believes that those who have differing beliefs and political persuasions are wrong, that they are bad? Now ask yourself this question: what are beliefs? They are simply thoughts and feelings that are accepted or considered to be true. Yet, who made them true? The answer may inflame some who are listening. Regardless, it is nevertheless the fact. What is the answer? It is but this: you are responsible for what you believe to be true. Although you may have been taught the things you believe, you accepted them into your mind. Have you ever questioned your beliefs? Most people never do. Why? Because to do so would threaten their very being, their very understanding of the world around them. But question we must do. For until we question every belief held within our minds, we will never be able to sift out the false from the true, and we will continue to be the pawns in the elites' game. What do the elites fear most? They fear that we will awaken to the game they have created for us to play. They fear that we might begin to have constructive, open dialogue with each other. But more than anything else, they fear that we will discover that we have much more in common than we realize. And this strikes terror within their dark hearts. This series is not about which side is right or wrong, for that is precisely what the elites want. They want us to be at each other's throat. They want us warring with each other. Why? Because when we are fighting with each other, they remain in control. But more importantly, they continue to rake in our hard-earned money, and we remain in a state of oblivion as to what is really occurring. Can the system be fixed? Can it be corrected? Of course it can. Yet it cannot be fixed until we recognize there is a problem, and that the real problem lies much deeper than just the us versus them mentality. For the problem lies within the very beliefs we hold within our subconscious minds. Until we root out and rid ourselves of those beliefs that no longer serve us, we will continue to experience the heartache, the pain, and suffering that is so prevalent within our society. This need not be. We have a choice, and the choice is clear. Do we remain asleep and plugged into the matrix, or do we awaken into the real world where we each thrive and excel? Join me for the next video in this series. In it, we will discover how we unwittingly play the game the elites have created. We can break free. Thank you for watching and listening. It is truly appreciated. Always remember, you are loved, and you are love itself.